Hi guys, welcome back to Cycle Exchange YouTube. Today we're going to be looking at this beautiful Specialized Tarmac SL7. So, why do we call the Tarmac the Big Mac of bikes? Comes down to simple theory. Big Mac economics. What do you use to test everything else off? You've got to have one constant. And for most people, they have either owned a Tarmac, they've ridden a Tarmac at some point. For bike reviewers, they've all ridden loads of Tarmacs. So it's something for them to base all other bikes off. Is it lighter? Is it more aero? Is it less responsive? Is it more responsive? How does it pair up with anything else? It's something that everybody in the cycling world has a bit of a grip on. How does a Tarmac feel? What does it do? What is its purpose? And with the SL7, we saw this taken to a different level because now we had the added benefit of, is it aero? Is it lightweight? It was doing both. So when Specialized launched the Tarmac SL7 back in 2021, they called it the one bike to rule them all, was the tagline. And this kind of took a few people by shock because at the time they had the Venge, the aero bike, and the Tarmac as the lightweight bike. They've led this and combined them together and they've made an all-rounder, and they've claimed that this is super fast on the flats, it's got all the aero tubing and profiles, but it still maintains its super lightweight. If we look over here on the front end, they've bought the cables with internal routing. So the cables actually run underneath the stem, through the covers here in the spaces, and into the headset, into the frame, into the various directions. Now, what this means is you get a super clean front end because everything's hidden. And at the same time, this shaping is incredibly similar to the Venge. Again, a bit more slender, not quite as deep on the head tube. But the way that they've come to this is Specialized actually have a library of shapes that they have found through CFD testing to be the most aero optimized. And what they did is they just took this library and they played with it a little bit and tweaked it to get the most balanced bike that they could for what they wanted to achieve with this. When we come to the rear end of the bike, we see again, sticking with that aero theme, that up the top here, the seat tubes become a bit deeper. You've got this nice D-shaped seat post that slides in, and we've got the aero features, as you can see, with the way that the seat stays joined into the seat tubes there. One of the key things that differentiate this from the Venge was just how slender the seat tube gets. So as you start at the top, it's quite wide and deep, and as you come down, it just gets super skinny down the bottom there. And that was one of the areas that they were able to save a lot of weight on this frame. One of the things that was maybe a little bit overlooked quite often, but made quite a big difference with the SL7, is that when we look down in the BB area here, Specialized changed to a threaded cup on these frames. So it's using a BSA threaded cup, which means that for your home mechanics, for your shop mechanics, for pretty much anyone that's servicing these bikes, it's super simple to change through the BBs. This means that as your BB wears out, you can change it nice and simply. It also actually helps the frame life itself, and it means that most cases the BB might last a little bit longer too. So as we look on this bike, it's got these lightweight Roval Alpinist wheels, which means it's built for climbing and will climb like an absolute dream. Likewise, you could throw something deep with like a 60mm, 70mm rim on if you wanted, and it's going to be an absolute sprinter's or even a TT dream. It can just sail along through the flats and hold its speed with absolute ease. With that, it just brought us into a whole new world of essentially what is a modern bike. Disc brakes, most of the time electronic shifting, and it can blend those worlds between aero and lightweight, doing both jobs just as well as each other. So aero, lightweight, really the choice is yours and what you want the bike to do for you. If you're looking for a do-it-all bike like this Tarmac, check out our website. We've got loads of new bikes coming through. If you want something that isn't a Big Mac, go check out because we have a whole range of bikes there. If you are wanting to see more of what we think the Big Macs of the bike world are, don't forget, subscribe to the channel. We've got more videos coming weekly. And with that, we'll see you in the next one.